Hi there, it's Elsa Kosberg again. Every year before Christmas, I hear many people complain about how stressed out they feel. Even though most people enjoy the holiday itself, many of us seem to stress around to get everything prepared in time, and that's not the way it should be. So today, I want to walk you through how you can make your December stress-free.
And the first thing you should do is to plan ahead of time. And the second is to reduce what you're committing to do. And the third is to create your own traditions, not just do what you feel obliged to do because it's been done the same way for years in your family. And a nice way to do this is to grab a nice cup of coffee or tea or something, sit down and make some lists. If you're going to make an advent calendar, you should plan that. And plan your cleaning, plan your baking and cooking, and of course, plan your gifts. And to make this even easier for you, I have created some free planners, and you can find the link to that in the description box below this video. You can download them there. So let's start with talking about your cleaning. And this is something I really suggest that you don't overdo. Because for some reason we have this feeling that we have to clean in excessive amounts before Christmas, even though most of us have regular cleaning schedules that we follow throughout the year and that are more than enough to keep our homes clean and tidy. But for some odd reason, a lot of us feel a need to clean in bizarre places before Christmas, like the bottom of the drawers. I mean, come on, who will ever check your drawers? It doesn't hurt if people understand that we actually sit, breathe, and live in our houses. There's no need to exaggerate. Like, for instance, I know many people who clean the ceilings and the walls before Christmas. I never do that at this time of the year because there's enough to do before Christmas. So I do that at some other time of the year, in the spring perhaps. So if you feel stressed out about cleaning, reduce what you clean. I don't see the point in washing walls and ceilings. And unless you feel that that is absolutely necessary, I suggest you skip that. Keeping to your normal cleaning routine can help you make your December so much more stress-free. So let's move to your baking plan. I suggest that you keep the baking to what you will actually eat. Is there a cookie you make every Christmas that no one really eats? Or is it simply too many cookies to manage eating them all before they go stale? Well, reduce the amount. And in Norway, there is a tradition to make 7 different types of cookies for Christmas. But for the most of us, it'll be too many to consume and to have time to bake. And I know that even though I like baking, some years it's only achievable to bake maybe 2 or 3 types of Christmas cookies. And that's fine. Christmas will come anyways. And when I understand that I will only have time to bake a certain amount, I prioritize what I bake. So I only bake our favorites. So if you absolutely want a certain kind of cookie, but you don't have the time to bake, there are a few options. One option is to buy the cookies you want. Most stores sell the classics, so you can get your hands on them without baking. And another good alternative is to arrange a cookie swap with friends and family. If you only have time to bake one type of cookie, but you have 4 friends or family members who are also baking, you can arrange for everyone to bake something different and then swap. So you'll all have 5 types of cookies from the effort of making one. That's great, isn't it? And another tip is to reduce the recipe so you have a more manageable amount to eat. Enough about baking. Let's move on to your cooking. I'm sure, just like me, you like to serve traditional food at Christmas for lunch and dinners. So these meals often take a lot of time to prepare, right? And there may be several operations happening in the kitchen at the same time. So to reduce the amount of stress, I like to see if there is anything I can make ahead of time and just reheat it when the day arrives. With a lot of dishes, they even taste better when they're reheated, in my opinion. So that could be a great way to do it. And one thing that comes to mind is gravy. But many desserts can also be made ahead of time and maybe even frozen. So think of that when you plan your cooking for Christmas. So let's move on to planning your gifts. As much as we all love gifts, we also appreciate good food and good company, right? And we could all do well to focus more on that. Not only do most people have what they need, it's also better for the environment to reduce the amount of stuff we give each other. So rather than stressing about finding physical gifts for people, gift them time. This time could be something you do for them, like cleaning, baking, or helping them with something, or it can be an activity they can do or that you can do together. So think of that, not just buy physical gifts. And anyways, making a list of who you are actually going to buy gifts for is also a good way to take away the stress of being afraid you've forgotten someone. And when you made your list, start looking for some gifts. And some people are easy to give gifts to, but if you're uncertain of what to give them, ask them what they want or need. And for people who have everything they need and then some, you can give edible gifts, for example. Some chocolate or a bottle of wine if they drink alcohol, and if not, you can give them something without alcohol. And you can even make something yourself. You can bake cookies or yeah, give them some other homemade edible gift. That's something that is always appreciated because it's a gift that people can use or consume. And another good idea to stop stressing about gifts just before Christmas, it might be a little late to think of it this year, but I know people who start buying gifts in January. Talk about being ahead of the game, right? But I guess it's because a lot of things are on sale in January, so you could save a lot of money if you buy most of your Christmas presents then. But of course, I would only do that if I absolutely know that this is a gift that the person will like a year from now. But just remind you that I have Christmas planners that you can use for all this planning, and just look in the description box below the video and you'll find the link there. And it's also written here on the screen, of course, but in the description box is where you can access it immediately. And remember, the most important thing is to collect moments and not things. So let's recap a little here. To reduce what you're committing to do, don't overdo the cleaning. Keep the baking to what you will actually eat. And don't buy gifts you can't afford. Like I said, homemade gifts or thrifted ones can be a great alternative. And my tip number 3 is to create your own traditions and not just do what has been done for years in your family or in your community. If these are things that really stress you out every year, why should you keep on doing them? So creating your own traditions, like doing activities with your friends or your family, maybe arrange to not give each other physical gifts this year, but only share things to do together. That can be a good thing. But I'm sure you can think of other traditions that will suit your life and your lifestyle. So these are only just a tip. So creating your own traditions is a good idea, in my opinion. So I can wind it up here, I think. I hope you have found this useful. And remember, you can get all my free Christmas planners today and make your December stress-free. So look below for the link. And if you like this video, don't forget to push the like button and of course share with someone else. And I would be very happy if you would subscribe to my channel, because this will make it even easier for me to create good content for you in the future. And I would love to hear from you if you have any special preferences. But for now, this is Elsa Kosberg. Thank you for listening and have a really Merry Christmas, and I'll see you soon.